Hey everyone, it's Matt from Greatness Every Day, and welcome to video number 4 in our Working From Home video series. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the structure and processes that I use to plan out my weeks and my day to make sure that I do something productive, that I do that efficiently, and ultimately it is sustainable. So drop any comments that you have down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more videos about living your greatest life through personal development, health, wealth, and more. So I want to start by telling you about the two main softwares that I use to do my scheduling. And the very first one is the Apple Calendars app or suite that you can get on your Apple devices. It's something that I use for a few reasons. Number one is when I'm at home, I can look at my calendar on my desktop behind me, and I'm able to very visually and easily see how the whole week fits together and how the different pieces relate. So maybe I'm able to recognize that I'm overbooked in one area of my life and maybe have put too much into one day, and maybe it would be better for my time, my focus, my energy if I am able to go ahead and schedule those out a little bit spaced out throughout the week. When I do that at home, I'm then able to go ahead and sync it with my other devices like my iPad or my iPhone, and that really easily allows me to work on things and have access to that information whenever I need to. Whether I'm jumping on a quick call with somebody, a client asks for to schedule a call, I'm able to see it. Whether I'm outside on my phone, I'm able to schedule something in, and it all communicates very well to each other and makes sure that I stay updated whenever I need to. It's also another good feature because it allows me to set different types of calendars out by different colors and really visually being able to see it as well. So this might apply to you. If it doesn't, a lot of the online calendar features have very similar features. So this video is going to be more so in the process. I don't really care too much about the software piece, but at the end of this video, I'm going to also show you the other software I use, which is Calendly. And there's a few reasons for that. So stay tuned for the reasons that I use that software as well. So let's get into it right now by talking about the very first thing that I do. When I go ahead and schedule out my weeks, I make sure that I'm really kind of considering what are the priorities that I have for the week. So for me, I'm able to go through and say, what work priorities do I have? What coaching priorities do I have? What content do I want to produce? What other things just in my life do I have to do? What are the workouts that I want to do scheduled for, right? Those are things that I need to consider, and first look at the priorities that I have, the non-negotiables, and fill those in for my week before going ahead and really breaking it down into the day-by-day process. So that's the very first thing that I do. After that, I should say as well that I schedule out the week every Sunday evening. So Sunday night sometime, I go ahead and I block out my time and I fill in the time for the weeks and the different days, trying to space out the important things throughout the different days as I go. So that's kind of one process that I do that works for me. After that, I go through and the night before, so let's say it was a Wednesday night. If I'm scheduling out Thursday, on Wednesday evening, before I go to bed, I'll make sure that I schedule out the next day in 15-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute, 1 hour or more blocks of time that are going to be needed to focus in on each individual task. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and show you a little bit of the process that I use to schedule out an example week. This is the week that I have upcoming now. So I'm going to sit down and just schedule that all out. And then, like I said, if you've got questions, drop them down below and I'd be happy to help. All right, so I have the next week up, and I want to show you how I actually go through the process of scheduling out my weeks and my days. With this, let's just assume that we're looking at it being Sunday evening, and you can see where I have scheduled in a place to update the Calendly software that I use. I'm going to show you at the end of this kind of little tutorial here how I integrate that, and I'm also going to take that, and that is the time that I would as well schedule in the priorities that I have for my week moving forward. So what I do is, you can see there are some events in here already. Some of these, like these two, are just ones that I didn't even know that I had in here. I must have scheduled them in a few weeks ago and just put them in a random date. Or if it's something like canceling a software, there's a certain billing period. So I want to do that before I get billed for it again if I'm not using it. There's a few other things like a course that I'm doing right now, the Science of Wellbeing through Yale. It's a really, really cool course. It's an online course that I can do at any time, but I chose to schedule it in the block of 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. On Tuesday mornings for me, just because it allows me to get up, do some of the work that I have to do beforehand, and then I have a little bit of time to look in at that course. I have a meeting here with someone, and then the only other non-negotiable that I have right now already in here is my repeated coaching call, 10:30 on Saturday evenings for me, for the Addicted to Success Academy. If you want any more information about that, I'll leave a link down below. It's something I would highly recommend though. So what I do first is on Sunday evening, I go through and I make sure in the areas of work, as you can see up here in purple, things, which is just life in general, that you can see in blue, workout in green, Greatness Everyday content in yellow, and coaching in orange, that I really prioritize the non-negotiables, the things that I have to do that I have to do at a specific time and are very important to me. So with those, I sit down Sunday evening, I go through, I schedule out my week. And some of the things that I have to start and work around obviously are work. And right now things are a little bit different working from home. But the very first thing that I have is a meeting on Monday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. And I always schedule that until 10:30, so an hour and a half just to be safe. You'll notice here that there is a repeat session. I also schedule that every week because it is recurring. And repeat, travel time, none of that matters. I don't have to travel too far from my bedroom out to the office or my living room. But the alert piece is important to me. So maybe 15 minutes before my meeting, I will get an alert during that time. So that is one of the things that I go through and I schedule in. Another non-negotiable is, for me teaching online right now, I have to go in and email my class. So I go through and I schedule in 2 hours to set up all the different classes that I have to provide them with kind of their instructions for the week ahead. That's a few things on Monday. A few other non-negotiables related to that is on 1 o'clock on Thursday, I have a Zoom session call that I schedule in an hour and a half for. Let's grab this and pull that down. And so I have an hour and a half for that. It repeats every week, and I have an alert on 30 minutes before because I'm the one running it. It would be good not to show up for that. And another Zoom session here from 11 a.m. on Friday to 12:30 p.m. It repeats every week, and I want an alert 30 minutes before. So those are some of the basic things. I almost forgot about this one. I have another meeting on Friday at 10 a.m. to 11, and I'm going to set an alert 10 minutes before for that one. So those are some of the basic things that I have to do for work right now that I can't move my time around for. Anything like phone calls and emails and questions that students have come to me, I'm able to kind of schedule them in around a few other things. And there are some other things, but I just don't need to go into it in detail here for this video. So that's some of the basic starting points for work, things that I have to work around. Just basic general things. I'm going to come back to that one. Workout is pretty important to me. I schedule in a workout, and I like to do that in the afternoon. So 2 to 3 sounds good. Workout, and I'm going to go in, copy paste that into every single day. If I need to move it around, I will a little bit. And then typically I like to take Mondays as my rest days. So schedule in a workout. That could be a swim, a bike, a run. It could be a strength workout. It could be a walk. It could be a hike, whatever it is. I'll be more detailed later on, but I definitely want to block in that time and Greatness Everyday stuff. So what I do is I go in on Monday morning, I schedule a video. On Wednesday morning, I schedule a video. And on Friday morning, I schedule the third video to come out for that week. And that allows me to plan out my weeks in advance and really kind of look at the structure of my videos. And you're starting to see that right now, this is starting to look colorful. It's starting to look pretty, at least pretty for me. With those things, I really like doing the planning on my desktop computer because you're able to see it a lot better than you are on your iPad or your phone or another device. So that's one of the reasons I use my desktop. I can see, hey, maybe I have too much work happening in one particular day. I need to drag some of that around. Or maybe I can't obviously schedule back to back to back to back to back coaching calls in another day because I'm going to burn out. I'm not going to do that sustainably. So I need to work my schedule and prioritize around that. Some of the other things that I do would be coaching. And this is really where the Calendly software that I talked about before comes into play, because I've been able to set it up so it kind of does the work for me and I have to do very, very little work. So I'm going to show you how to use the Calendly software. And basically for me, if I had somebody visit my website, right? They visit my website, they read some of the content that we've been able to reproduce and create lately. They go into the coaching section, right? They might be interested in working with me as a coach in one of my 2 programs, the 3 V's, where we talk about values, vision, and vehicle, or building up a very solid and great brand. These are some of the programs that I offer. It tells you more information rather than have somebody reach out to me via email or commenting on the website or sending me a message on Instagram. What I can do is I can set up this option right now to book a free discovery call. The person clicks that link, it takes them to my Calendly page. I every week update when I'm available, when I'm not available. They are then able to go in and say, let's say on Wednesday at 9:30, I want to confirm a test right now, and I'm going to put my email in. There we go. I'm going to schedule that event. It looks like it's scheduled, it's confirmed. In fact, I just heard my phone over there on the couch go off, which means that if I go into my software here, I should be able to see that test event scheduled. 9:30 a.m. test meeting with Matt. When I see that come up, I understand that somebody wants more information about one of my coaching programs or something like that. So it allows me to go in here, change the color to orange, which accurately represents what that actual time block is for. I'm also going to block out a full hour for a regular coaching call. So that is something that allows me to keep doing what I'm doing, take the middleman out, take the wasted time, take the 10, 15 emails it might take to get somebody nailed down, and really kind of just show up, meet the person, see what they want, and solve the problems that they have. So those are a few things that I can talk about here. Obviously, this is just a skeleton. I've got way more work to do. I have way more stuff to do related to coaching. I have way more stuff related to content and just life in general. But that is one of the things that really, I think if you go ahead and lay your week out in particular, it looks good. If I was to go in, and let's say, again, we're talking about a Sunday evening, I would then go in on my days and I would schedule in, I'm going to wake up and eat breakfast as an example, or maybe I'm going to go ahead and block out from 11 o'clock, get ready for bed, right? Prioritizing that, setting that in so that it would repeat every single day would be something that would allow me to really prioritize and say, hey, I can't schedule anything after 11 p.m. because I know that I have to go to sleep. I'm prioritizing rest. I'd go through and maybe schedule out if I'm going to see somebody for supper, or if I need to go to the grocery store, let's say from 1 o'clock, I need to go get groceries as an example. I can schedule in the time. If whatever amount of time it takes for me to go do that, I'm able to schedule that in, see the non-negotiables, the important things. And at the same time, if something does come up, life happens, I'm able to take this spot, I'm able to drop it into another day, another time that's going to work for me. Now, I'm not going to do that continuously or else I wouldn't get anything done. But using this framework, this structure, this process that I use has really allowed me to make sure that I get a lot of stuff done. I'm really productive. I do it efficiently and I don't have to waste a lot of time. And also making sure that because I can see it visually all mapped out in the week and prioritize what I'm doing, make sure that what I'm doing is sustainable so I don't burn out, because just doing something once or twice isn't going to be something that produces anything lucrative. What you have to do is show up each and every day with your best effort for a long period of time for anything to happen. So I hope that this video gives you some ideas about how you can better structure out your week and your days to be more productive, to do it way more efficiently, and ultimately create this system that you have to create sustainable change. Because there's doing things in short bursts really isn't going to get you anywhere, right? Really creating a system that allows you to consistently over time produce good quality work is really what's going to change things for you in your personal life, in your business life, or anywhere else. So if this video helped, please click the thumbs up button. Go ahead, drop your comments below, and make sure you subscribe to our channel for more great videos. You can also check out us on Instagram or our newly designed website. Awesome, I appreciate that. I hope you have a great day. Remember, choose greatness every day, and we'll see you next time.